This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So I was going to do a video about the difference between Black Americans and Africans as I see it when I ran across this video on TikTok. And this is an African breaking down what he sees as the difference between them and us. I found this quite revealing, and I think you might be surprised at some of the things he says. So listen.
Here's my honest opinion about Black Americans. Ever since I came to America, people have been asking me back home in Europe, in places I've lived before, how is America? How are Americans? How are Black Americans? Da 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 da. And I'm so grateful to God that I have a platform where I can connect with people from all over the world. And one of those people are Black Americans. I have a Facebook page of over 100,000 followers. Let me show you. This is my Facebook page, 104K followers, and half of the followers on this page are Black Americans. Let's continue. If you want to follow, you can follow. First of all, as an African, Black Americans are completely different from Africans. The only thing we have in common is the black skin. The black skin. Black Americans, they are one of the realest people. I mean, I'm not saying this to impress nobody. Most of you know me. I'm very raw. I say things the way they are. I don't look at people's faces. I don't care. I say it the way they are. You know me. I don't sugarcoat anybody. No one gives me a dime. Black Americans are one of the realest people you can find out here. And it's so sad because people don't say this often. Let me explain. Black Americans don't know how to gossip others. Black Americans, Africans, we are skilled gossipers. Both the male and the female. Couples are the worst. Couples will gossip the entire street. They will even gossip street signs, street light. They'll tell you this street light. Last night it was shining. This morning it wasn't shining. When Africans leave church, after the mass, they won't go home. Most of them hang around the church premises, discussing about the pastor's wife, what she wore today in church, discussing about another sister in the choir's wig. The wig she wore was so bad. Discussing how this one got pregnant and now they are looking small. Oh, I think they are bothered.
Okay, y'all, is he right? Do Black Americans gossip? We do gossip, but not to the extent that he says that Africans gossip. And I've heard this before too, of Africans saying this about Africans and how mean and mean-spirited they can be. So I think we have some of that. I think everybody does some gossiping, but probably not to this extreme.
Africans, those are our best things to do. Black Americans don't have time for that. They don't do that. They don't care. Like, I have at least 5 of them, different friends. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. Here my business. Here my business. I'm on my business. I'm on my business. That's how they talk. You know, they talk a little faster. You know, they have this accent. I'm on my business. I ain't got time for that shit. I don't want to say it. I ain't got time for that shit. That's how I'm looking at them. Real people. Africans and gluttony, selfishness here. Africans, if they had their way, they want to do all the jobs in Baltimore, Silver Spring, Washington, D.C., Virginia at the same time. If they could do 60-hour shift, they will do it. How many Black Americans do you see working 20 hours? 16 hours?
So I don't know what he means by how many Black Americans work 20 hours. He must be talking about 20 hours a day. In which case we don't work 20 hours a day. We did that during slavery.
Black Americans want to eat their own and give your own. In some places where you work, they even give you tips. They even They are the ones that give these tips. If you go to bars, Africans here in America, if you are a server, they don't pay you much money. You make your money from clients. Do you know that? Like Americans, they go and they pay you money. Like you buy your food, after buying your food and drink, Americans, black Americans, they give you extra money. They give you like $10 for free. They say, baby, keep this. Some even give you like $15, $20. Did you know that? Africans don't give tips. Wow! They don't give tips, not tips. Wow! 1 penny. Nothing. Africans don't. If you see an African client, say open that, they'll give you tips. Honey, take on your heels. Black Africans in most places in America, when you meet them in a job, immediately they start hating on you. They want to, start gossiping your name to the manager, and you this and you that. They just want you out. Black Americans are not like that.
Well, he's right about that. We don't try to get people fired on their job just on general principle. He's really not painting a very good picture of Africans.
Black Americans are very selfless. They want to have their own. They want you to have your own. Black Americans, they don't care how many vehicles you have, how many houses you have. That's your business. Africans, once you start making money and buying new cars, building houses, the jealousy enters. Before you know it, they start poisoning people. Because that's what we do. At least in people from my country, Cameroon, that's what they do. All over my country, people go around with poisons. And when they drink, back home, I don't know if it happens in the States, but back home, in Africa, it's common. You drink with someone and they are doing better in life than you. You touch their glass, you put some snake, the bile, the snake water inside, and they drink and they die. That's what's happening, let's be honest.
This is shocking. This is very revealing, but it is shocking. Killing people because they're doing better than you? No wonder they're desperate to get away from there.
Yeah, Americans don't have time for that. Black Americans, they go for their own. They are contented. They are happy. Sometimes they don't even make much, but they still go to charity. They still go out, eat, and give tips. Very nice people to hang out with. I'm telling you guys, like, if you want to have like a true friend, find a black American here in America. Africans, in most cases, will even if they help you, they will rub it on your face. If you have a way to avoid an African as a friend, avoid them. Most Africans, some are real ones, like Nigerians. These are real people. Yeah.
That's very interesting because Nigerians are the number one group of Africans that black Americans don't really care much for.
Those are real Africans. You can rock with those ones. But the rest, most of the time, when you see black Americans react in a certain way, know they have been triggered. They've been taught how to defend themselves. They know because they know they have no one to help them. Maybe sometimes, I don't know, they always say, I don't want to talk too much, but then they have to protect themselves. Yeah, they are so real. Go closer to black Americans, see the way they react. Some of you are in America for the past 10 years. You've never tasted mac and cheese. You've never tasted black American meals. The one I posted, the cornbread, it's not cornbread, you guys. They call it French toast. The one I posted in the previous video, it's not cornbread. Black Americans said cornbread is different. They said, I've never tasted cornbread. Hopefully I'll try it one day. But that one is not cornbread. They said it's French toast. Even though it smells nice, it's French toast. Some of you have never had mac and cheese. Some of you have never dined with black people, black Americans. Because their circle is too small. They reach your energy from a distance. They can smell you. They know, before you even approach them, they know who you are. Even if you've lived in America for the past 20 years, 30 years, as you open your mouth and say, how are you? Oh, boo, you got an accent. Where are you from? Where you from? You good? Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. Very nice people.
The video is longer, so I'll put the link in the comment section if I can remember it. I think it's a very complimentary take on Black Americans, and I think for the most part, he got it down right. I think the most important thing that he said is that Black people are nice. When we go off, it's because we've been triggered, and I believe that we would agree with that. We are very nice people. I think so. I think we are. I think we're nicer than the average. I think we're nicer, and especially considering what we've been through. We are not really suspicious of people. We might be cautious, but we're not suspicious. We're not afraid to extend the right hand of fellowship to anybody. But he's absolutely right about that one thing. Black Americans will fight back when we're triggered, but we don't necessarily walk into the room ready for a fight. And a lot of the stuff that he's talking about with these Africans are really petty things that Africans have complained about. I have listened to Africans make videos about their parents, and that is something else that's very revealing because Black Americans experience unconditional love from their parents. Now, I'm talking about the standard. Most of us experience unconditional love. You can go out and do some kind of crime and end up in jail, and your mom and grandma be trying to get you out of jail. But the Africans say if they're not doing something special like being a doctor or getting a lot of degrees and things like that, their parents like, okay, I ain't getting you out of jail. So anyway, I thought this was very interesting, and I would like to know what you think about that. I would like to know what you think about his assessment of Black Americans. I think he's spot on with several things, and it shows that he has observed Black Americans. So he's not really just talking because a lot of what he's saying is true. It really is. And with this delineation movement that's going on now, a lot of this has to do with the fact that these Black immigrants, Africans and Caribbeans, have worn Black Americans down. We are just tired. We're tired of people coming over here trying to take advantage of what we've worked for and then turn around and try to undermine us with white people and anybody else they can and thinking we're a joke or somebody to be used. So I think this new generation of Black Americans have said, okay, enough already, and are putting their foot down because it goes back to what he said, triggered. Black people are triggered by their arrogance, by their selfishness, by their desire to hoard what they have, but try to take advantage of what you have. So Black people have said enough already. We're delineating. You go your way and we'll go ours, which is really kind of sad, but that's what it has come to. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think what he's saying is right. I definitely think he's on to something. All right. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good day.